Good morning to all tuning in to Hot Topic and Fresh News on this 13th day of March, 24. I'm your host, Emily, and we have some crucial news to share. Over in the Middle East, the northern region of the Gaza Strip has received much-needed aid from the World Food Programme, marking the first successful convoy since the 20th of February. German and French air forces are supporting the humanitarian effort with airdrops, while Israel has developed a new military road to ensure the aid doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Sadly, famine looms in Gaza due to ongoing restrictions on aid entry. In other news, the European Union is preparing a staggering €7.4 billion aid package for Egypt, a region whose financial state is threatened by conflicts in Israel and Sudan. And finally, Spain is stepping up their efforts with a ship en route to Gaza, carrying a substantial 200 tons of aid. This is part of a broader program aimed at establishing a maritime corridor to the territory. Significant events are unfolding, and the world is watching closely as these developments unfold. Well, that's the headlines covered, folks. I'm your host, Emily, and you're listening to Hot Topic and Fresh News. We're dedicated to keeping you up to date with the most pressing news topics across the globe. I'd like to introduce my co-host for the day, Mr. David, a keen observer of current affairs and a seasoned political analyst from sunny California.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here, Emily. I'm sure we have a lot to unpack from our headlines today.
Absolutely, David. And for our listeners, if you want to stay informed with us here at Hot Topic and Fresh News, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Your support, as always, keeps the channel going and ensures we can keep delivering the news hot off the press. If you have any thoughts, leave a comment, share with your friends and family. Remember, a well-informed public makes for a healthier democracy. I mean, can you believe some of the headlines we've covered today? I guarantee you won't want to miss what we'll be diving into.
Indeed, these stories undoubtedly have far-reaching impacts, and understanding them is key to navigating the world we live in.
Well said, David. Anyway, folks, don't touch that dial because we've got some juicy details to unpack. Stay tuned. Hot off the press.
So, we know aid trucks from the World Food Programme have finally reached the north of the Gaza Strip. Can you elaborate a bit on the severity of the humanitarian crisis they're facing there?
Indeed, it's a dire situation. The region is in the grip of a major humanitarian crisis due to ongoing conflict. Famine is a real threat here, as restrictions on aid entry have severely limited supplies.
Germany has announced that they will participate in airdrops of aid to Gaza. How do these airdrops work?
An excellent point. Airdrops are a method of delivering supplies from aircraft, usually via parachutes. In this case, the German Air Force is using C-130 transport aircraft based in France for this purpose. It's a quick and direct way to deliver aid into conflict zones.
Interesting. Now, we've heard about this new military road that the IDF has developed. What's the intent behind this?
The IDF has indeed constructed a new military road. The goal is to ensure that aid doesn't fall into the hands of the Hamas Islamist militant group. This group is recognized as a terrorist organization by several countries and has been part of the ongoing conflict in the region.
I see. It's fascinating how these complex geopolitical issues play out. And with Spain's ship of 200 tons of aid on its way, one can only hope that the situation in Gaza will start to improve. It's evident that international solidarity is necessary in these trying times.
It seems the international community is stepping up to address the crisis. The European Union is preparing an aid package of €7.4 billion, equivalent to $8.08 billion, for Egypt, which is also grappling with financial problems that could be exacerbated by the conflict in Gaza and the ongoing issues in Sudan.
Yes, and the Financial Times has reported that European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, along with the Prime Ministers of Greece, Italy, and Belgium, will be traveling to Cairo soon, possibly to discuss this aid package and its implementation.
That's correct. Meanwhile, a Spanish aid ship is heading towards Gaza with 200 tons of aid. It left the port of Larnaca in Cyprus and should reach Gaza in a few days. The The United States-based World Central Kitchen NGO has gathered the food on the ship, and Cyprus says another ship is already being prepared.
It's heartening to see the world rallying to help those in need. This maritime corridor could be a game changer for the people of Gaza, who are on the brink of a humanitarian crisis. While these efforts may not resolve the root causes of the conflict, they provide crucial aid to those most affected by it.
Absolutely, and as we wrap up this segment, let's remember, the situation in Gaza remains fluid and the need for aid is pressing. We will continue to keep our listeners updated as we get more information. Thank you all for tuning in to Hot Topic and Fresh News today. We've unraveled the latest updates from Gaza and the international response to the humanitarian crisis there. This wouldn't be possible without you, our loyal listeners. Remember, your engagement helps us keep going, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated on our episodes. We love hearing from you, so feel free to comment and share our podcast with your friends and family.
And hey, you know what they say about all work and no play? Well, I couldn't come up with a joke, but I promise you'll have one in the next episode. Remember, we're on air every day, keeping you abreast of the vital stories and breaking news.
We're so grateful for your support and are excited to bring you more insightful discussions in our upcoming episodes.
Absolutely. And while we can't spill the beans on the next episode's topic, let's just say it's going to be one you won't want to miss. Emily and David, stay in the loop. Keep your eyes on the news. Our channel's content will amuse.